The further a society moves away from the truth, the more they begin to hate the truth tellers. In times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. In today's video, folks, we're going to cover unexplained sounds. Some people call them booms. As the last word that I would use to discuss these awkward frequencies that people have been noticing for the past 15 years, speckled around the entire world. But I believe it's greater than that. I think those sounds, coupled with geoengineering of our environment, along with insurance companies beginning to deny people the right to anesthesiology for surgery, all the way wrap that around the fact that new information has come out about light and light frequencies and how they affect your health. Folks, this video is going to cover everything. It's going to tie it all together like a perfect Christmas gift. You are not going to want to turn this off. 21 tells us strange things will happen to the sun, moon, and stars. The nations on earth will be afraid of the roaring sea and tides, and they won't know what to do. People will be so frightened that they will faint because what is happening to the world, and every power in the sky will be shaken. God's holy word is nothing but truth. So let's start there. God is warning us, hey guys, look, things are fixing to happen that are going to scare you literally to death. And I need you to look up. It's not only in the book of Luke that he talks about this. In the book of Mark, God tells us, hey guys, look, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything that you know, even the tides of the earth are going to change. They're going to shake. Things are going to happen. Don't lose hope. Keep looking up. Keep praying that you may be found worthy to be with the Son of Man, with the Son of God, whom is Jesus Christ. Now, taking that warning from our Father that in the end times these things would happen, I want you guys to watch a couple of quick videos of sounds. They're calling them the boom phenomenon that's sweeping the entire world. Folks, this is creepy. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds like you're watching something that could be like an alien invasion. But mark my words, that is all part of the plan. They want us to believe that aliens are coming. They're here. We've seen them. They're on their way. Why? Because when the rapture happens, that is what mainstream media's reasoning is going to be, that a fifth or a sixth of the entire world, including children, have disappeared. So fair warning to that. But here you go, folks. Get ready to be creeped out.
This first video is coming in from Banff in Canada. Pay very close attention. This next one's coming in from Colorado Springs. It's a very similar sound. Check this out.
Listen. Whoa! Stay inside, baby. What the fuck is that? Okay, but really, what the fuck? Please let me guys hear this. Wait for it. What the fuck?
So there is a pattern. The first one was in Banff, right? So check this out. So we have these mountains, follow them over down here to Colorado Springs. And then we have it also happening in Quebec and Montreal. So we have a perfect triangle. Someone is building something, but why? Check this out. This is Montreal, Quebec.
So this is really weird. What it looks like, to me at least, is that we have a line here, a very clear line. Right here. We had intensity, right? So this is an intensity map that I built based on the places where this phenomenon was louder. And let's just say this is an underground construction of some sort, then these places are larger underground. Now the question is, who is building this since 200 what? Since the 1800s? And for what? And is this an underground construction? Is this human?
Okay. So let me know in comments what you think is making those noises happen. Because I'll tell you what ChatGPT told me is a bunch of nonsense. I mean, anything from meteors hitting the earth to seismic movements. But we may never know. However, I am curious about the triangulation of some of them. And you can notice that they're triangulated from the locations that people are saying that they're hearing these noises. So let's keep in mind how powerful triangles are when you're talking about frequency and light, which brings us into our next important part and section of this video, folks. Hey, take a second, hit the like button, make sure you're still subscribed. Okay, so we know and have been doing a lot of research on this channel about MK Ultra and the CIA basically, well, mind screwing all of us for the last 80 years in America. And I found this clip, and well, sometimes it's best just let the people speak it for themselves, and then we're going to come back and discuss it.
Programmed further. So, wow. Oh no, it's even more wow than that. You haven't even got to the wow stage.
This is Dr. Jack Cruz, a neurosurgeon. In a recent podcast with Danny Jones, he made some controversial statements. Pay attention because the connections he makes are truly mind-blowing.
I pay attention to all of the families of the big Silicon Valley people. Why? Because they are all tied to MK Ultra 4.0, 5.0.
Now remember, Candace Owens broke the news that Kamala Harris's family was definitely involved in MK Ultra mind control.
Every single one of them. And there's a reason they follow the rules of the industrial military complex, because they're designed to do that. And guess what? They get that training at the universities that they went. Stanford, Harvard.
There is a hidden connection between Silicon Valley, the CIA's MK Ultra project, and Las Vegas, something you'd never expect. Watch this.
They get together and Mo says, I got an idea. Let's go build a casino in the desert. Everybody thinks he's crazy at first, okay? So they build Vegas. The first thing he did is he put one-armed bandits in all the casinos. He blue lit everything. Why?
Why? Because they now know that your body emits its own version of UV light. How amazing is that? When you go back to the Bible again, God said, let there be light. So of course, it makes sense that his most precious creations can create a form of light within our own bodies. And what is the CIA and all of these, the military complex? You can look at the big pharma complex. All of them, folks, know this. And so what have they done? They have created shades of blue from your lights to the 5G towers to your television sets that disrupt your body's ability to heal itself. And it goes so deep that they're finding out that what you eat is not necessarily making you overweight. It is what your eyes see that is making you overweight. Watch this.
Always be pretty simple. So what's my takeaway? Make like the Sphinx. Ground to the ground, take as much clothes off you can. For the ladies in the audience, there's a company in the UK, I'm putting this on Sarah. They're called Kaneki. They make bathing suits that allow UV penetration so you can be naked without naked. Okay? And I can tell you, coming from the South, it's my biggest problem. I think up here in Vermont, you guys are a little bit more hippie-ish and weird, so it probably would work, but you guys don't have great quantum yield here. So the reason I mention it to you is whatever you can do to help yourself. An infrared A light can work many different ways. We came up with the Quantlet, but you can use sauna. You can use the geothermal units like that you see in Iceland. That's the reason why the Finnish and the Scandinavians always use heated pools. Why? Because they're getting part of the sunlight they don't get through heating. Remember, heat is infrared light, and we don't realize it. Except the people that heard me talk last year believe that people get fatter because they eat too much. Turns out it's exactly the opposite. So when you sprain your ankle, does your ankle get bigger or smaller? Okay, when you have heart failure, does your heart get bigger or smaller? Okay, just so you know, he said it gets bigger. Here's the third one. When the star in the sky dies, does it get bigger or smaller? It gets a red giant. So everything that loses energy in the universe gets bigger. What did Hallwich tell us? Hallwich showed that when light slows, the pituitary gets bigger. You know why it's getting bigger? Because light is getting turned into chemicals that you call hormones that go in to the nuclear DNA to change it. Guess what that means? That means light is capable of altering DNA. It also means that light is capable of potentially reversing my previous problem. Meaning that when you're obese, maybe your main problem is you're not getting enough sunlight, and it has nothing to do with food. How's that for a shocker? That's what Fritz Holwich taught me.
Is, oh, well, they burn too much energy because they have UV light and red light in it, and that makes heat. So therefore, we should get rid of that, do blue. But you have no idea that DARPA already want blue light everywhere so they can control you with it. That's the real answer behind this whole program.
So there we go, folks. We're realizing, and all of us coming late to the table together, that the blue light emitting from our screens, from the lights in our home, to even classrooms are dumbing us down. Not only that, it's making us bigger. So I found this is a special education room, and it's used for behavior modification techniques as well as children with special needs. They created an area with special lighting to help these children control their own emotions. Tells you a lot, doesn't it? Now moving on, we have to discuss how just one Blue Cross Blue Shield located in a certain couple of states wanted to take away the amount of time that an anesthesiologist could be with you for surgery. Now, my concern, as well as the doctor I'm fixing to show you, is the fact that you can't put a time limit on a surgery. If any of you have ever had surgery, you understand that anything can happen and that sometimes complications arise, and that if you're trying to rush the procedure, it could be detrimental to the health of both the person on the table and the career of the person performing the surgery. So this got knocked down because they claim so much misinformation was put out about what they wanted to do. They just scrapped it. But the truth is they got called out by a panel of anesthesiologists who said, this is not only not okay for the patient, as doctors, we refuse to abide by this. You cannot tell us how long we can keep a person under anesthesia. Now, folks, the reason I'm showing you all these clips together is I want you to understand something. There is a bigger picture going on. We know something's going on with these odd noises around the world. The shapes and connections between geographical locations is making triangles. Now, triangles can be used to amplify frequency, and we know that light is frequency. We also know that now that you and I both can produce a light within our own bodies. I'm going to link all the videos that I clipped from in description so you can go watch all of them because they're amazing and they will open your eyes. But I think we all need to start being very concerned with the attacks going on with insurance companies denying people's health care, how The industrial military complex is trying to control our weather, which is making us more sick. The attack against farmers worldwide, trying to destroy our food system as it has been for thousands of years. And now insurance companies deciding, well, if we deny you anesthesiology, then the chances are you're just simply not going to have that needed surgery. And well, we're going to save billions of dollars because we have a for-profit medical system. When I saw all these clips, I was kind of like, how can I get people to see what I'm seeing? That they are using sound. You heard it, very creepy sounds.
Captured the
Listen.
big boom that rocked several Scottsdale neighborhoods over the weekend.
All across the city heard the mysterious boom that some say sounded like an explosion. Surveillance video captured it. You can hear it from inside this bedroom. NASA said it wasn't a meteor. Entergy said it wasn't a utility, and the shell.
They are using light. And now they're going to use the medical system against us as our bodies begin to break down under all of these stressors. Love you guys so much. Please like, comment, share this video, watch this last clip, drop in comments. What do you think about all of this? Because the Bible is very clear. We have a way to fight against this, folks. But first, we have to know what we're fighting against. The Bible says, my people perish for lack of what? Knowledge. So we have to have the knowledge so that we can actually pray against these things. Nowhere in the Bible does Jesus walk up and just say, I rebuke you to a demon and it flee. What he does is, I rebuke you, fear, or I command that you leave this body and go here. He commands things very particular. Words matter. And we, as his children, need to take what our Father left us as a guidebook and begin to apply that to our lives, folks. We have got to begin to speak life, because trust me when I tell you, light, frequency, it all matters, because that is what you're created from. So I love you guys. Enjoy this last clip. Let me know what you think.
That is what was used, because reality is that human beings are different from one another. And if you have ever had surgery before, let me know in the comments. I want to know that I want everyone to recognize that anesthesiologists don't treat human beings like a meatpacking factory. There are different patient factors, different surgical factors, complications that can arise. This is not cookie cutter medicine where, what, is the anesthesiologist supposed to only stay in the room for the default time, and if it's anything more than that, we just leave someone here? Does that make sense? If someone needs more time, is that the holistic care that patients deserve? Certainly not the patients that I've ever treated. And I've treated over 10,000 patients in the operating room and hundreds more in my private clinic. So the timekeeper problem here that you all, I'm sure, are aware of is that the anesthesiologist is not setting the time of these procedures. The surgeon, by and large, is determining how fast or how long the surgery takes and how fast it goes. Not the anesthesiologist. We wouldn't want patients to have to be stuck with the bill, or worse, not even have the option for surgery, because I'm going to tell you the dark truth of what would happen if time ran out. Your anesthesiologist, your doctor, is not going to leave patients to die in the operating room. And insurance carriers know this. They know that we're not just going to break our oath to do right by folks. But they know that if there is no payment for services, anesthesiology groups are not going to be able to have contracts with insurance carriers. And, I'm not working for Anthem. I'm not reading their minds. And this is just the perspective of a real world doctor, not a bureaucrat up there making decisions that affect millions of people without having skin in the game.